BOAT talking, hey, talking, hey, talking, 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 hey, talking, hey, talking, 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 hey, hey. If you talking about it, then they talking about it. They talking. If you talking.
I got it. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What up, good people? You know what it is, man. Just three guys getting together, talking our shit. Your boy, Big XL. This guy underneath me with this golden mask on goes by the name of...
Hey, Power Lord, the god of bass, the bringer of boom!
And also along riding shotgun with the shotgun to the right of me is my guy.
Man, all the things that I do, man, to steal your girl.
Oh.
I'm the guy that's climbing out the back window.
All the things I do to steal your girl. I got some crazy stuff going on over here. So look, man, y'all know what we do. We're just here to talk a little talk that talk, walk that walk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And some crazy things going on in the world as always. And oh Lord, lead us into group therapy.
Group therapy? What is group therapy?
I was talking to someone who says everyone needs therapy, so I just felt like maybe this is my version of therapy.
All right. Well, today on the Talking Chit Show, we're going to discuss some things that just happen to come to mind. Free-floating consciousness. And I think I'm going to start it with, has SoSo Def Records ever made music that made Atlanta be on fire, on lock? Now, when I say this, I want you to understand, they have made plenty of good music, plenty of good music. But have they ever had a one song in the career that put Atlanta on lock? And when I say that, I'm saying Success and Effect, Rolling Up My Homeboy, had the city on lock. Damage and Can't Get No Lower had the city on lock. Hard Boys, Groupies had the city on lock. Ghetto Mafia, Straight from the Deck, had the city on lock. CMP, Diablo's city on lock. Kilo, Kilo, like I said, Kilo with cocaine. Do you hear what I want? Do you hear what I hear? And Nasty Dancer, city on lock. Tag team, Whoop There It Is, city on lock.
Shout out to Freak Nasty.
Freak Nasty, the Dip, city on lock.
Yeah.
Tag team, Whoop There It Is, city on lock.
Little John, From the Window to the Wall, city
on lock. Hitman Semi Sound with the Hitman, city on lock.
If you name one more goddamn record, sir, listen.
I just want you to understand what I'm talking about. It was that one record that's in Atlanta. And when I say this, I don't want to hear anything that was done on compilation albums, because those are licensed product. I'm talking Silk Times.
I got a feeling, man, Vic, we're going to say the same record, but go ahead, man.
I'm saying Silk Times Leather, JVR Straight Jackets, Kriss Kross, The Brat, Bow Wow, Jagged Edge, Escape. Only acts that were signed directly to SoSo Def. Vic, you're up.
Okay, so look, first and foremost, what you sent me and said, this is not along the lines of what you sent me. Now, my answer based on initially, when you hit me up, you asked, has SoSo Def made legendary music?
Correct.
And my answer to you was hell no.
For Atlanta. Notice
Okay.
I did say for Atlanta.
Well, okay, then maybe I misread it. My answer was hell no to have SoSo Def Records made legendary music. But before I even answer the question, for all, because we got, this is the internet era, this is YouTube, this is radio. We got a lot of young people listening. A lot of people might not even know what SoSo Def is. So first and foremost, I want to let the people know SoSo Def Records is a record label that was started by Jermaine Dupri.
When was it? Horace, like 88?
I'll say 89, but around that time.
Okay.
Well, he received his first distribution deal in 93.
From who?
They must be not counting Ichiban.
I'm saying they're definitely not counting.
No, they're not. When I do the research on it, they're not counting Ichiban. So Javier and the Straight Jackets don't even appear, neither the Silk Time Daughter. So basically, I'm gonna read what they're calling SoSo Def beginnings, and then we'll proceed. But again, there might be people who don't even know what SoSo Def is watching this show.
Yeah, because
before you go there, let me say this before you go. For people that don't understand, we've had many record labels in Atlanta, but SoSo Def is what's supposed to be the epitome of Atlanta. Mm-hmm. They have the billboard in Atlanta. They are the ones that was representing Atlanta supposedly to the fullest, more than LaFace, more than Rowdy, more than
Dallas.
More than anyone.
Oh, yeah.
So this is what the world knows as the Atlanta label. So the question comes, have they made music for Atlanta that had Atlanta on lock? Legendary music for Atlanta.
All right, I'm going to give the beginning. SoSo Def was established in 1993 as a spin-off of Jermaine Dupri's production company under the same moniker. Through a joint venture with Sony and Columbia, its first act was Escape, whose debut album was released in the fall of the same year and went platinum. Okay, as did their second and third albums released in 1995 and 1998. In 1994, the label released the debut album by the Brat, who became the first solo female MC to be certified as platinum album sales in 1996. Candy Burris brought Jagged Edge to the attention of the label. Their debut album, Jagged Edge, was released in 97. SoSo Def later released the triple platinum debut album by Bow Wow in 2000. Other acts on the label have included Them Franchise Boys, Maestro Harrell, the Ghost Town DJs, I Know Jay, Jayquan, Trina Bouchard, 3LW, and Anthony Hamilton. Now,
I always forget about Anthony Hamilton. He was a SoSo Def first album.
All I'm going to say is when you go with I Know Jay, Ghost Town DJs, never signed to SoSo Def. They were records that they licensed from other people. Never were acts on. That's why I said only the people that were acts directly on the label.
Well, I
think
where
I'm from.
I think that
I'm from.
Well, when it comes to here's a list of SoSo Def's former artists. I Know Jay, top of the list. Kriss Kross, Trina Bouchard, Escape, Monica, Management Only, Bow Wow, Player Poncho, Fundisha, Houdini, Them Franchise Boys, Harlem World, Ghost Time DJs, Tiger, the ROC, TLC, Management Only, Youngbloods, Bone Crusher, Anthony Hamilton, Daz Dillinger, 3LW,
Bone Crusher,
Miss B, Brooks Buford, Rocco, DJ Felly Fell, Young Capone, who now goes by the name of Dope Boy Rock, Hot Dollar, Jonte Austin, T. Waters, Dondria, Knife Ward, and rest in peace, Miss Leah LaBelle, they signed off of American Idol. She came in, I think she was in the top 10 finishers in 2004. She finished third.
Where I'm from.
So those are a list of the artists who are supposedly signed to SoSo Def, even though I heard you guys say no to a couple. Now, oddly enough, going back to your initial question, I just wanted the people to have a little history of SoSo Def when they started and what they were. And I didn't know this until I just read this. So Kriss Kross, who I would say had Atlanta on lock with Jump. Like, it's impossible, in my personal opinion, it's impossible not to have Atlanta on lock and have a number one song in the country. So to me, Jump had Atlanta on lock. To me, personally, I know the words, and I'm too old to know the words. I still, if you put on Jump now, I know word for word, biggity biggity, I know all that. So to me, SoSo Def has put out records like Jump, like the When We Get Married remix by Jagged Edge with Run DMC.
That's me.
Those are records that had,
to me, that had Atlanta on lock.
So to say, to go what you're saying, having Atlanta on lock, yes, they've put out records that have shit.
But not, I don't think Jump was, but I'm with you.
Now, that's my question for you. For Jump, which one had you more on point? Kriss Kross Jump or House of Pain?
House of Pain.
And House of Pain had more on lock than Kriss Kross Jump.
Way more.
Yeah.
Kriss Kross Jump had kids on lock. It didn't have adults on lock.
No, your question wasn't. Your question was, had the city on lock. You said the city.
Right. And that includes everybody.
I think for Kriss Kross and Jump, I think that record was, you know what's funny? In doing interviews with a lot of artists now, and I never thought I would get to this day. There are a lot of artists that I interview now who say their musical influences was Kriss Kross, because at the time Kriss Kross came out, they were young. So I really can't, I get what you say. I can't discredit Jump, even though maybe Jump wasn't in the hood clubs, but it was definitely dominating the radio, and definitely, in my opinion, all the kids knew it in their era. And it made people of that age demo want to rap.
And that's of that age, those kids. But you was not fixing to be off in the lamppost, or off in Sharon's, or off in Charles Disco jumping.
No, sir.
You are not going to hear a grown adult riding around bumping Jump in their cars. You are not going to hear anybody who is from late high school to college age of the time bumping Kriss Kross in their car. They may have their house.
I gotta say, Let's Get Married had a city on lock.
Especially
the Run DMC remix.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah,
that
had the city on smash, bro.
So we're going with one song.
I can't discredit Kriss Kross, because that record was culturally impactful. I think you're just looking from an adult standpoint.
I'm looking at across the board. Were you
wearing
your clothes backwards?
No, but I was a grown man. But I seen a lot of people.
That's the point.
Dude, you couldn't have been a grown man. That was 30 years ago, bro.
I was grown. I had a job. I was working in Shannon Mall.
Dude,
I seen
this was the guy that he's way grown. He carried the Rapping Duke's bags. He was his tour manager. Come on, hit it for it.
Listen, to me, there are a lot of rappers. Okay, you know, the last time we talked, and we was talking about the Brat, and
yeah, no question.
Y'all both asked me, what was her impact? I think Al said, what was her impact on the culture? And my answer was the way she dressed. And I ain't gonna go no farther than that. But I said the way she dressed, right?
Right.
Now, so when I revert back to him asking the impact, how can a group be so impactful on the culture and not be considered having a legendary song? That's just my question. Because I get what you're saying. The hood clubs want bump and jump. Grown people want bump and jump. But we all know women.
The culture was not bumping jump.
Hold on.
The culture wasn't bumping jump.
Hold on. We all know that women and children dominate the buying market of hip hop music.
Well, no question.
Was children buying Jump?
Their parents was buying junk.
All children, the
children.
reason Jump was #1 in the country.
Yes.
Then how could it not be impactful? Or how
No,
could it
we're
not be
saying
legendary?
I'm not arguing it.
I mean, something still can be impactful without it being impactful in the market. I mean, I mean, as much as Wu-Tang 36 Chambers was impactful, but I don't think it was impactful in this market.
You don't think so?
No, sir.
No. Let me ask you
Dude,
this.
you got to understand, in California, in markets like New York, you got cities that got over 10 million people. It can be impactful without even leaving the market.
But the whole thing is about the Atlanta market. But
Yeah.
but here's my question for you, Big Vic XL.
Yeah.
You listen to, in your local market, you was not in the local Atlanta market. You was in the Wonderful Ray market. How often did you hear Wonderful Ray bumping Jump?
All the time. That's how I heard about the record.
Okay. I
Ooh,
stand
please.
corrected. I stand corrected.
Ooh, yeah, I say way corrected. If Ray playing it, if
Ray
Ray playing the record.
and the reason I say that, because Ray also did teen parties. And that record helped drive the teen parties.
Once again, going back to the kid.
Hey, I can't be mad if Ray playing the record, man.
But he knew that record would drive the kids, that would get the team. That's the only reason. That's my only argument. Well, no, I actually think it was a good record too. But
no, it was. I like the record.
I will say that too. But I just never saw it have Atlanta
on lock. Yeah.
I guess with adults. I guess if we just completely take out that demo. But I think if nothing else,
Can't Get No Lower played all demographics. All demographics.
Would you argue that Can't Get No Lower was a bigger record than Jump?
In this market, yes.
In Atlanta?
In Atlanta, yes.
Yeah.
Can't Get No Lower?
In Atlanta?
In Atlanta
was bigger than Jump.
Yep.
See, I think that comes to an age demographic thing, because I think a lot of people would not even know what that record was.
In Atlanta?
In Atlanta?
Yeah. In Atlanta, they would.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, we're talking Atlanta. See, you got to get out the global. So you got that global space you got going on. Globally, they won't know Get No Lower. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking Atlanta.
Atlanta metropolitan area.
Well, you know what?
That record was bigger than Arrested Development records.
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit about SoSo Def.
Run it.
Since I just named over 20 artists, all who had the potential to have impactful careers.
Right.
Some did.
I forgot about Anthony Hamilton, but go ahead though.
Some did, most didn't. Matter of fact, on that list of artists I named, the ones who had impactful careers would be Escape, Kriss Kross, Bow Wow, J.E., Youngbloods, Bone Crusher, Anthony Hamilton. But there are more people who didn't have impactful careers that did. So my question, since we're talking SoSo Def, and to have over 25 artists listed in their former artist category on Wikipedia, why can't we name at least 15 impactful songs for the label? Since we're talking about SoSo Def as a label, and considering like Power Lord said, back in the day when you were entering into the city from the South, one of the first things you seen was that SoSo Def billboard, which would make you think that this label is the driving force to the hit records out the city. Why do you guys think that they weren't as impactful in the city, having a roster the way they did?
Because they made perfect radio filler records. Those records sounded just right to be on radio, but they never were the records that Atlanta and Atlantans or ATLians was jamming to. That's why you can get an Outkast come out with Players Ball that sounds totally different from anything that was released on SoSo Def.
Well, Players Ball wasn't on SoSo Def.
It was on. That's what I just said.
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
I'm gonna say this. I partially agree with him, but I'm gonna say this, man. When you got a head of a label that doesn't respect the Atlanta culture, like Jermaine didn't, this is what you got. That's what happens. Jermaine never respected Atlanta culture because he never was connected to it. He was always connected to the New York culture. And his records resembled what he respected.
Okay.
And all his music had to have something that was already hitting. When you go into the Brat, and that's how, it was like, I gotta imitate West Coast. I gotta imitate Biggie or Snoop. I've got to imitate a young Kriss Kross sound, which is a New York sound. So they, Silk Times Leather was a play off of Salt and Pepper. So it was never like he was into what Atlanta was into. His
Kriss
whole
Kross
thing was trying to appeal across
Kriss Kross
the board.
was Jump and Naughty by Nature. Yeah.
So
everything was a knockoff.
now, in saying that, now I'm gonna go back to what Paolo said about his records were very, very radio driven.
It was.
Now, but why was Diddy able to have Bad Boy and have very radio driven records, but be successful in New York and worldwide? Because if we was asking this same question to New York about Bad Boy, the answer would be completely different.
Well, you're looking at Atlanta, looking at Jermaine as an Atlanta producer, but he's not producing Atlanta records. Puffy was a New York producer artist who was producing New York artists for New York radio, and New York radio was ready to support it. So that's the major difference between both of them.
And also, Puffy's artists were unique in what they did. They weren't knockoffs of anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Ooh wee. Yeah.
You're right about that.
I'm gonna give you that. Ooh wee. I'm gonna give you that.
Yeah,
like
right.
I say, Jermaine would copy what Puffy's doing. He wasn't innovating and creating a damn thing.
You got down, man.
Well, he was innovative with Escape. Who was Escape?
Escape was supposed to be the Southern ghetto version of In Vogue. Ooh. That's exactly what their manager told me when he introduced the group to me. That they were the group that could sing, weren't really attractive, and nobody really wants to have sex with them. And it was supposed to be the ghetto version of In Vogue.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to have sex with In Vogue. What do you mean?
But nobody wanted to have sex with Candy.
Escape.
Candy got kids.
Yeah, way later.
Yeah, when she got famous. When nobody talking about, hey man, I need to hit that. I gotta get with that. Nobody was talking about they want to hit Little Smokey Robinson. Nobody.
That's so fucked up, man.
It's on so many levels. Okay. You know what? As I look at the list, Kriss Kross, Naughty by Nature. Well, no, I'm looking at if you had to call it what Jermaine ripped. Kriss Kross was like a young Naughty by Nature. Is that fair?
Yep. That's why Naughty that's why Naughty did that record where they came down here and recorded a video at Organized Noise house. Dissing Escape. Because they knew that it was a ripoff.
Bow Wow was a what? Baby Snoop.
Snoop.
Right?
Snoop, baby Snoop. Yeah.
The Brat was a female what? What was you call the Brat?
Snoop.
Female Snoop?
Baby
Snoop and later on Biggie.
She was a female Snoop and Biggie.
And those are
Escape was Jodeci.
No,
JV on the Straight Jackets was supposed to be LL.
But they ain't even there. We don't count them.
J.E. was the Ghetto Boys to Men. Everybody.
Sometimes Leather was supposed to be the Southern Salt and Pepper.
Yep.
Arrested Development was supposed to be the Southern Tribe Called Quest,
Arrested
The first-
Development wasn't on SoSo Def.
but he produced them. And
Oh, did he?
like, since you wanted to go into SoSo Def management, which is really Michael Malden, his dad.
Yeah, shout out to his dad.
Arrested Development was managed by them, and they were, like I say, supposed to be the Southern version of A Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul.
They first original act that he ever signed was Bone Crusher.
You think so?
Nobody was Bone Crusher. There was no Bone Crusher before Bone Crusher.
No. I'm saying you don't think he signed anything. When I
That
look at
wasn't
this, when I look at this list,
everybody else was a version of somebody else up into Bone Crusher.
That was already successful
Yeah.
before.
Bone Crusher.
He
Bone
packaged
Crusher
all
was
his
an
stuff. His stuff
Bone
was all
Crusher was
packaged.
an original. Young Bloods was already signed to
Noonie.
LaFace, so he can't take credit for that. Franchise Boys was signed to
What that Raheem?
Raheem first. He can't take credit for that. So Bone Crusher was the one and only original thing he. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting Anthony Hamilton.
now
Anthony Hamilton and Bone Crusher was the first original anything he signed.
okay, now they did have some successful groups that done well.
All of them done well. I can't.
Done
No,
well.
what I'm saying, like Rocco done well,
Yeah,
and he was original.
but Rocco was already popping in the streets. He never released it as a major label release.
No, self-made. The Rocco album.
Rocco was self-made. Yeah.
No, I'm saying the album self-made that was distributed through Def Jam. I think it was a co-op between SoSo and Def Jam.
Oh, that's right. When Jermaine was running Def Jam.
Yeah. Also, and I'm getting the warning here. Appreciate it, Power Lord. So we're sitting at 8 minutes. They also had Franchise Boys.
Raheem.
But they was already established after Raheem.
What about Jaquan?
Oh, that's right. He did shine Jaquan out of St. Louis. Okay, you're right.
Young Bloods.
No, Youngblood was a LaFace artist, and he only took the Youngbloods over when he started being the vice president of Jive Records.
Yeah.
I was there.
Now, my question is this: before our time runs out, and I guess we'll chime in each on this. I'll ask the question. I'll let you guys chime in. Yeah, I got about 3 minutes each.
Okay.
Is it fair to say that Jermaine is probably a better producer than label head, considering he's done things for Janet, for Mariah Carey, and the list goes on and on when it comes to producing? Is it fair to say that he will probably be known as a more legendary producer or a legendary label head with LaFace? Not with LaFace, with SoSo Def. I'm sorry.
Okay. Go ahead, Horace.
Oh, Lord, you can go first.
Okay, if I'm going to go first, I want to say, first of all, one of the biggest records that did have Atlanta on lock was My Boo, Ghost Town DJs, but never signed to SoSo Def. Never signed to SoSo Def. That was a licensed record. As well as Player Poncho, never.
Probably should have.
He should. In fact, the SoSo Def bass compilations were supposed to be his solo albums, but Jermaine had no faith in the bass music game to give him a solo album. So they did with Little John. They wouldn't pick up records from other people that were already out there. So he can't even claim producer on those. I say one of my favorite records. Now I will say this: the Welcome to Atlanta record I love from Jermaine. He's made a lot of good records, a lot of good music. Never has had the city on lock. So I'm going to say he's going to be more of an established producer. I have a hard time putting legend on it. I'm done.
To kind of piggyback off what he just said, I don't know if I'll call him legendary as a producer, but I'm going to say his success, his greatest success with the Mariah records, with the Usher records, you know,
Janet?
I'm gonna give him, even though Jonte Austin and all of them actually wrote all those records, but I'm gonna give him as a producer the credit for putting those great records together. So he will go down as a great producer.
More so than label. How about artists? I forgot to add in artists because you said Welcome to Atlanta.
I like Welcome to Atlanta, but I would never say he was a great artist.
Did Welcome to Atlanta have Atlanta on lock?
No. and the fact that goes to Al's point of not respecting the culture. Because who did he put on it? Jay-Z. Had nothing to do with Atlanta.
No, Jay-Z was on Money Ain't a Thing.
Okay.
Welcome to Atlanta had Ludacris.
I thought I had Jay-Z on it too.
No, Welcome to Atlanta.
I'm not having confused.
Welcome to, and then the remix had Nelly and Diddy.
Once again, not Atlanta.
Ludacris.
One guy.
Well, it was only two people on Welcome to Atlanta. It was just Ludacris and Jermaine, the original. Then the remix had.
To really be honest, man, he had an opportunity for Atlanta to shine. He was one of the few people who had the avenue for the city to shine. When he did a Welcome to Atlanta, let's just be real. How do you do a Welcome to Atlanta just with Ludacris?
Who really is from Chicago?
No disrespect to Luda, I rock with him, but come on, man, let's be real. This is you don't do it with Gucci, Jeezy, Outkast, Goody,
Sam,
or just even keep it real.
Kilo,
Kilo,
T.I.,
you know what I'm saying? You do with Luda alone. But once again, it goes to his need, his ego feed to do, but.
No Raheem, MC Buck P.
I'm just saying.
Man, you gotta start naming people that ain't getting Social Security checks, bro.
Yeah, why you saying Raheem getting a Social Security check? That's bad. You dissing Raheem.
Because I'm still waiting.
He's the dream.
Shouts out to Raheem, because Raheem looks good. He still look like he looked on every one of those album covers like this.
White. Shout out to Raheem, man.
Down south coming up.
So, you know what? I hate to say it, and I felt this way. Just to close out on Welcome to Atlanta, and this is going back to y'all radio format. Welcome to Atlanta sounded like the most un-Atlanta record I ever heard, and it was called Welcome to Atlanta.
Exactly, you're making our point.
For that reason only, I can end on that note. Yes, it was the most un-Atlanta record he could have actually done. If that don't let you know how un-Atlanta he was, I don't know what. And he put this out during the crunk era.
Yeah, during the crunk era.
Yeah.
My question is this, and this is sticking on SoSo Def and Jermaine. How do y'all feel about the reality show he had, the Rap Game? Do you think it was beneficial to the Atlanta culture? If y'all can answer that in a minute.
No.
But it's spawned Miss Mulatto, who is now a gold-selling female artist out of the city.
You know how long it took her to be that?
And she never signed with SoSo Def.
Yeah.
So is there a reason Atlanta artists don't really sign with SoSo Def, you guys think?
Dude, I'm gonna give you a quick story. How long I got?
You got a minute and 15 seconds.
Okay. So I'm in a meeting at the studio. We chopping it up. Jason Dieter tells me, hey man, this is when they were about to do, before they do the Atlantic deal. He said, man, T.I. runs into Jermaine Dupri at, what's the big ass club they used to be on P Street? The white club, the fancy. Anywho, So Jermaine in the club buying drinks and doing everything. So T.I. looked to him and said, hey, man, I feel what you're doing, man, but Jermaine, I can't sign the SoSo Def, man, because nobody can be bigger than you. And he don't sign. He signed with Atlantic. Because he said, man, if you sign to you, nobody's going to ever be bigger than you.
Dang. That's something to marinate on, man. SoSo Def. Are they legendary? Because I don't really know anyone.
But believe it or not, the same reason applies to Puffy.
No.
So on that note, tune in next